Hello, hello, Dana Wilde here, and so excited to be coming at you live today. For those of you that don't know, we are live on Facebook and YouTube all the time, but always on Thursdays at 9 a.m. and often even more than that now. And today's a special episode because I don't know what's the deal with this word engagement, but it seems like I have been seeing it everywhere lately. So that could just be my reticular activating system kicking into high gear. But it seems like I've had so many people just ask me about how do I get engagement? How do I get more engagement? Dana, I want a tribe like yours. I wish that people were more engaged, So I've been trying to kind of reverse engineer it and think like, well, what is it that is specific about the tribe that we've got? How is it that they turned out like that? How is it that I get engagement? And I've got lots of real solid, easy to implement tips for you today. But then, of course, as you might guess, because of course we are brain trainers, I'm going to talk to you about the mindset behind this, because the mindset is what really sets everything else into motion. We're right in the middle of booking our current celebrity formula class, and we have very limited spots. And so what I find when we're talking about the celebrity formula, that no matter, I can give a bunch of busy work to do, like all sorts of things, like do this, do this, do this. But the reality is, if you don't get the mindset piece right, and this is my specialty, right? This is why I'm doing the celebrity formula. This is why I teach Train Your Brain. When you get that mindset piece right, you actually accidentally almost do the correct things to do. So let's talk about this hand in hand, okay? Starting with, first of all, the first question you can ask yourself when getting engagement. So I'm going to just use the assumption that you're wanting engagement like via on your live streams, or you're wanting engagement via your emails you send out. You want to see like, is this thing on? Or you want people to sign up for your webinars, right? And you want people to engage in workshops or online classes or, Facebook groups, whatever the case is. So the first thing to ask yourself is, are you speaking to a targeted audience that has a specific problem? Okay? Because if you are not speaking to a targeted audience with a specific problem, and so what do I mean by that? Like, what kind of transformation can you provide for somebody? And who is that ideal person that you can provide it for? And here's why this is so important. Like, sometimes people, when I ask them this question, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I know my target audience. It's women from 35 to 75, and, they are blah, 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 fill in the blank, right? And what I want you to do is I want you to think about who's the one person that you're talking to in that target audience, and what problem do they have, and what problem are you transforming? Because if you're marketing to everybody, like just kind of out there, like, I offer these services. I'm a coach, and I can help you get clarity on pretty much anything you want in your life. Or I'm a coach, and I can help you turn around any problems, no matter what they are. Because that's the truth. You probably can. Me too, right? Train your brain. You can use it for anything. But people sitting and listening to that are like, well, I don't know what that is. You're not addressing anything that's of concern to me. But if you know specifically who you're talking to and what their problem is, then you know how to use terms, advertising your stuff that's coming up, that's going to be of interest to them. So, for example, today's show, we had a headline that says, "Are you annoyed by lack of engagement?" And so I know that that's going to appeal to the people that I'm targeting, which are people who are in the personal transformation business in some form or another, right? They're coaches, they're authors, speakers, they're direct sellers who are, helping people with products that are going to improve their lives or the planet's, right? Programs or services. And I know that they are entrepreneurs, they're solopreneurs. Their number one frustration is that they are taking action, but they are not growing their businesses as fast as they would like to. Like, I know the people that I serve and the people that I talk to, they're go-getters, they're brain trainers, they're action takers. They are know they're capable, but maybe they suffer from a little bit of self-doubt now and again, or they get annoyed because things aren't happening fast enough. So because I know that specifically about them, I can talk with them in those kind of pain point words and pain point language that allows them to say like, hey, maybe she's somebody that can help me. You know, she's speaking my language. She's speaking what I want. Rather than coming out and just saying, you know, like, hi, are you somebody who live streams and you want more engagement? Or hi, are you an entrepreneur and you wish you had a business that was growing faster? Like, even that's more specific. But now we're getting into, are you an entrepreneur who wants to build a tribe, who wants a cult following, who's not getting enough engagement, and you can't figure out why, and it feels like you're doing everything right, and what's going on? Well, now I've got your attention, right? So you must figure out, are you speaking to the right person and in specific language of what their pain is? Because once you start figuring out what they're laying awake at night thinking about, you know, so let's use something like, we had somebody on the show, or no, it was somebody in the Celebrity Formula who is selling a product that helps people with getting a good complexion, right? So getting a good complexion isn't a problem that people are laying awake in bed at night thinking about. But what they might be thinking about, let's say she's talking to a woman, they might be thinking about, I'm laying awake in bed thinking about aging and how I'm not looking like I used to and how it's affecting my self-esteem and how it's really bothering me, and I want to go in and ask for a raise, and I don't feel comfortable asking for a raise because I think they're looking at somebody who's aging and not worth investing in, and it's making me uncomfortable, and I'm longing for days gone by, and I feel young on the inside and I want to look young on the outside. See? So you have to figure out what's the real problem your people are experiencing and speak to that. So if you're doing that, you're already 95% ahead of the game of everybody else. Talk to people in language they understand. Next, be regular, be consistent. You know, show up in whatever space you show up in. If you're going to write email and give them solutions through email or through a blog post, then consistently do it. Do it all the time. Let them know where they can find you. They can't engage with you if you don't tell them where to find you. So if you want more comments on your blog post, you have to be consistent in your blog post. You have to let people know that they're there. If you're going to do a live stream, do a regular live stream show. Let them know where you are and where you're going to be. This is a piece that I want to mention with regards to mindset, because here's how this intertwines. Ooh, we're going to talk about mindset big time after the break. You just wait, okay? So here's the thing about the mindset with this. When you start thinking, well, I don't have any engagement, nobody's engaging, I'm doing this work and nobody's reading, or I'm doing this work and nobody's showing up, and I don't have any engagement, what happens is then you start using your worst brain. You start constricting the creative pathways. You don't feel like taking action. You start making poor decisions. And you make poor decisions like not being consistent, right? So you say to yourself, oh, nobody's engaging, and then you don't feel like taking action, and then you're not consistent, and then you don't show up for your live stream, and then you wonder, why is nobody engaging, right? Or you show up at your live stream as not your best self. So you show up at your live stream as like, well, nobody's engaging anyway, so I might as well just be here, just not being my best, bright, shining self, right? So we're going to come back to mindset, but this is why one affects the other, why you got to start with that mindset first. You must train your brain first, and that's the big takeaway we're going to talk about after the break. Then the other thing is invite them. So make sure that they not only know that you're going to be consistent, but invite people. Get out there and spread the word and talk about it like you're passionate about it. Hey, I've got this new blog post. You've got to see it. It is so awesome. Get over there and get some comments on it. You've got to tell me what you think. I want to hear from you. Hey, I'm showing up live today. Everybody who's here, you probably are here because I either sent you a bot message or an email, right? But go ahead, for those people who are live today, on the Facebook page, say if you got here because you got a bot message or because you got an email message. For those of you that are on the podcast, ask yourself if you got pinged from iTunes or if you got a email from me on Sunday night that got it in, right? You have to tell people and invite them and talk about it like you're excited to share it. You got to come over and hear what we're talking about, okay? And then finally, and I know you're already doing this, but this is really, really key as well. Continually, every time you're going to either write something or show up live or do a podcast or whatever it is that's your medium for marketing your business, offer value. So ask yourself really clearly, will these people be able to leave, and will they feel like their time was well spent? When they do engage with me and they hang out, will they feel like, and in my case, what I'm trying to do, I want to make sure that you are having a good time and that you feel good and that you're upbeat and that when you leave here, you get fired up to take action and that you're training your brain and that you're feeling good. And ideally, hopefully, taking away a few tips where you can go like, Dana's right. I haven't really been sending emails telling people to come to my live streams, or Dana's right. You see, I just want everything to start with like, Dana's right. I haven't been really honing in on targeting those problems, talking to people with the pain, right? Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that right now for just 1 second, because in 1 second, I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk with you hard-hitting on the mindset, because this is the number one most important thing, and so that's why I want to leave you with it in the final minutes of the show. But sit tight, because we are live on Facebook. We're here every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. If you aren't getting updates to know when I'm going live, definitely go to danawilde.com/update. and get on the list, because then you can be part of the audience. We're going to hang right now. I'm going to talk to everybody and say hello, and then I'll be back in 90 seconds to give you a good rant about engagement, getting more engagement. We'll be right back. Hello, Dana Wilde here. Welcome back. It's so good to have you here and to be able to chat with you about engagement. Because, we want it, don't we? I mean, I know it's fun. Like, part of the reason I do live streams rather than videos is because it's fun to be able to banter around with people, especially if you're somebody who's somebody who has that, let's not say need, but desire for connection. Like, not everybody has that button where they like to engage with people. But for those of us who like engagement, yeah, we look at it and we go like, what's going on? So here's the thing. And I know you know what I'm going to say. And so here's what I'm going to say. Sometimes when we have one bad live stream or we send out one email that we think like, man, this was so good. This was my best stuff. And then you don't even get one response back. You think, what's going on? What is going on with people? And what happens is we can get into a spiral of thinking that that's the way things are, that people aren't engaging with us. And what do we know about thinking? What do we know about the brain? We know that when you start thinking a certain pattern of thought or a certain habit of thought, the reticular activating system, the RAS, the RAS part of the brain, is standing at attention, listening. That's that little matchmaker that lives in your head. And it's listening to what you're talking about, what you're thinking about, and it's saying, got it. I'm on the lookout for more of that for you. I know you've had the experience of like looking for a new car or something and then they're everywhere, or playing that game. So I'm going to date myself here, but we used to play like Slug Bug, where if you see a Volkswagen or then it was like a PT Cruiser, it was like Slug Bug Blue or Slug Bug Green, right? And you see them everywhere when you're looking for them. All the car games that you play when you're driving on road trips are all of those things. Well, so if that's the case, if your reticular activating system is on the lookout all the time for you to prove you right, to show you that what you're thinking about is correct and to serve you and help you, when you're thinking that you're getting lack of engagement, your reticular activating system is literally putting up a blind spot to the engagement that you are getting. And it's making you not look at it, not appreciate it, and instead focus on what you're lacking. So how do you nip that in the bud? How do you stop it? Well, you have to prime your own brain. You have to think in your own head. You have to think the thoughts of the things that you want your reticular activating system to be on the lookout for you for. Was that a sentence? Hold on a second. I think there were too many fours in that sentence. I think you get the idea, though. So you have to say things like, I'm getting engagement, right? But it doesn't feel good when you say that because you're not getting engagement. So you're like, what's going on? I can't say I'm getting engagement if I'm not. So you have to be like a detective and you have to look at the engagement you are getting and focus on it with emotion and appreciation and be there for the people who show up. You know, imagine having an email list of tens and tens of thousands of people, and you send out an email and you invite people to a webinar and a few hundred people show up. And of the few hundred people that show up, you've got, or sign up for it. Let's say you've got 50 that show up live, and you can easily say, what's going on? Why is that happening? And complain about all the people that say they want to follow you that don't show up, or you can be present for the 50 people that do. And that's the shift I'm asking you to make. I'm asking you to keep making a list of what's going right in your business. Keep making a list of who is engaged in your business. Keep making that list of literally, and when I say make a list, I mean look at the people who follow you. Look at your favorite clients. Look at your favorite customers. Go on Facebook, cut out, print out their picture, cut it out and put it on your wall. Start, or if like, oh my gosh, that's too many, it'll paper the wall. Not a bad thing necessarily, but maybe you just want to make a list. Put a big whiteboard on the wall and write a list of their names. Keep looking and counting and talking about the people who are engaged. If you do a live stream and one person shows up, that one person is there for you. That one person is there for you. When you go back and you look at the replay, look at the names of the people who are viewing it and commenting it and liking it, and write their names down. Shout their names out during the live stream. Say to yourself over and over again, like, these people are engaged. These people, I've got a following. I've got people who love me, because the more you focus on them, the more it'll grow. Now, what if you have nobody right now? Well, if you have nobody right now, then the thing to do is also train your brain, but you'll be saying sentences more like this. I'm looking forward to growing my tribe. It's fun thinking about my tribe. I like that when I get out in the world, people find me. I like showing up in my best self and feeling good and knowing people find me. I like finding people who think like I do. I love speaking my beliefs and seeing the other people who also believe that. I love being a voice for others. It's fun finding others to play with. I love that our sandbox is getting bigger and bigger all the time. I love that people are finding me. I don't even know where they're finding me, but they keep showing up. And some of them I don't even know, but I love that when I focus on the ones I do know and the ones I love, more and more come around. I love that there are more people coming into my sandbox all the time. It's so fun growing my tribe. It's so fun defining what it is that I'm meant to do. I love being able to define who I am and define my message and define who I can help and then watch them show up. It's so fun being an attractor. I love having all of these people come into my world. It's amazing. And then the sandbox is growing all the time, and it feels so good. And I'm ready for it right now, right? Just keep working that story. Only you can think in your head. Now, the final comment I'm going to tell you after all of that might surprise you a little bit, but I'm going to say it anyway, because all we've been talking about this whole show is engagement, right? And how to grow your tribe and how to get people more engaged and how to have people around. So brace yourself when I tell you this. Here's the real truth. The real truth is you actually don't even need it. You don't even need engagement, because what's really driving your business? You know, when you think about engagement, and I'm as guilty as anybody, so believe me, I'm busting myself on this too. We want engagement because sometimes engagement makes us feel better, makes us feel more confident, makes us feel like what we're saying is on track, and it gives us validation. But think about everything I just said. All of those things are external approval things. They're external driven things. Like if I get engagement, then that proves to me that I have some kind of worth or value or message out in the world that people respond to. And believe me, I'm going to repeat, I'm speaking to myself as much as anybody. I know that it's easy to get that external validation, and it feels good. It does feel good to get that external validation. But the reason I want to leave you with the idea that you don't really need it is I want to remind you that you are a brain trainer, which means that you are internally motivated. And for myself too, this is the message I'm telling myself all the time, more and more, of realizing that what I do for myself, not to get a reaction, not to get some love or some engagement, but I do it for the sheer joy of it. I do it because I can't not do it. I do it because try to shut me up about mindset. It's impossible. That I'm following my path and I'm following my joy and I'm clear and I'm centered. And that is clarity and knowing, and that feeling of joy that you're on your path will beat out engagement 100 times out of 100. When you have got knowing and you've got clarity and you know, like, I am doing what I'm meant to do and I'm speaking my truth and I'm doing it for the joy of it and I'm having fun and I would do this even if nobody showed up because it's such a blast to do it. I'm just going to write this blog post for the sheer joy of it because it's such a blast to write it. I'm going to do this live stream whether any of you show up because I can't stop myself from getting on here and waving my hands and talking and you know, preaching it, right? When you get in that state of clarity and knowing, there is nothing better to that. And then what happens is you realize you don't even need the engagement. And when you don't need the engagement, that's when you get the engagement because you are acting from your joy. You're acting from your sureness, you're acting from your confidence and your clarity and your feel-good place. And that is being a brain trainer. All right, enjoy yourself. I know you're going to run with that today. Go out and have some fun and just do something that brings you absolute joy just to do it, regardless of whether anybody shows up or not. All right? We'll see you next time on The Mind Aware. Bye, everybody. Mwah. See you soon. Bye.